Everyone here at 104.3 The Fan and Denver Sports wants to pass along our thoughts and prayers for all the affected by the shooting that happened in Kansas City at the Chiefs parade yesterday. Welcome into your Denver Sports Daily for February 15th. Let's go.
Taking you through your morning headlines, it's Denver Sports Daily with Rachel V. Hill.
This next Mile High Minute is presented by Smashburger. Oh boy, the Denver Nuggets end up losing yesterday to the Sacramento Kings, 102-98. It was a bit of a struggle, although started off hot. They only allowed 16 points in the first quarter. That was the fewest allowed by the team the entire season. And they had two fantastic forwards, MPJ and Aaron Gordon, with great nights. The 10th double-double of the season for Aaron Gordon with that 25 points, 15 rebounds. But they still go on to lose 102-98. AG says that they were doing things that weren't in the defensive game plan, and that was a recipe for disaster. Michael Malone says, "We're Jekyll and Hyde. Each night, I don't know which team is going to show up defensively, and that can't be." Good thing that the All-Star break is here. They will look to get 8 days rest besides Nikola Jokic, who will participate this weekend in Indianapolis. Carmelo Anthony revealed on Dwayne Wade's The Why podcast that the Denver Nuggets almost sent him to the Los Angeles Lakers and not the New York Knicks. This would have changed history if he would end up being the Lakers. Melo said the deal was done, but reconsidered by Nuggets ownership not wanting to see their star player stay in the West. Makes sense, right? The podcast also makes more headlines for Melo when he says that he never requested a trade away from Denver. Once it became clear that that he was on getting moved, one of the deals on the table would have seen him in Los Angeles in exchange for Lamar Odom and Andrew Byram. History would literally have been changed by this. Kobe probably would have won a few more championships, and who knows what would have happened with the Nuggets. Colorado Rocky fans, say hello to Rockies TV. This is going to be in the Rockies territorial footprint, which sprawls over much of the Mountain Time Zone, including all Colorado, New Mexico, Utah, Wyoming, and portions of Idaho, Nebraska, and South Dakota. Fans can pay $19.99 a month or $99.99 a season to watch Rockies games. But the Rockies are also offering a deal that provides people the opportunity to see every single MLB game that isn't grabbed for a national TV window. Example, like ESPN on Sunday Night Baseball. That option will cost $200 for the season or $39.99 a month. There are no cable options available yet for Rockies fans, so we're not exactly sure. But again, if you are streaming and into that, then you have an opportunity to be able to watch it. But the Rockies are supposed to have the worst record in baseball, so are you willing to pay $100 to watch them on the season? It's a great question, and I'm curious, so please let me know in the comments. Colorado Avalanche, with their final game of the 2-week-long road trip. Holy smokes, get them back here to the Mile High City. They're taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Tampa Bay secured a 3-2 shootout victory over Boston on Tuesday night at TD Garden. McKinnon has recorded at least 1 point in 15 of his last 18 career games against the Lightning, accumulating a total of 27 points, 11 goals, and 16 assists in those contests. We need Nathan McKinnon to have a big night tonight. Jonas Griffith is staying with the Denver Broncos after missing the entire 2023 season with a torn ACL that he suffered in training camp. The 27-year-old linebacker has played in 22 games for the Broncos, starting 12 of them, 8 of which were during the 2022 season. The deal was first reported by Griffith's agency, Rock Nation, with 9 News' Mike Kliss adding that he'll make just under $1 million for the season. Also, just another note that they have officially hired Jim Leonhard as the defensive pass game coordinator / defensive backs coach, and Pete Carmichael as the senior offensive assistant. Broncos making moves. Now, the 2024 pro football class was announced last week, but now all attention has turned to those players who are eligible in 2025. And a list of former players with first-year eligibility in 2025 include the late and great Demaryius Thomas and retired cornerback Aqib Talib. Could you see either or both of them making it into the Hall of Fame this time around? Let us know in the comments. This one kind of took everybody by a shock. Steve Wilks is looking for a new job. The 49ers fired Wilks yesterday after just 1 year. Coach Kyle Shanahan made the announcement after Wilks helped lead San Francisco to the Super Bowl in his first and now only season on the job. He explained, "It's a really tough decision because it really is nothing about Steve as a man or as a football coach. He's exactly what we wanted as a man, and he's a great football coach. But just where we're going, where we're at with our team from a scheme standpoint and things like that, looking through it throughout this year and these last few days, I felt pretty strongly that this decision was the best for our organization." Seems a little bit rough considering they literally made it to the Super Bowl, and to make changes that they possibly could have won a Super Bowl if it hadn't been for possibly one of the decisions that was made by probably Kyle Shanahan, but I'll leave it just as that. The Saints announced that Clint Kubiak will be the offensive coordinator. He spent the 2022 season with the Broncos. Last season, Kubiak had been the 49ers passing game specialist, which is why the Saints had to wait so long to seal the deal to bring him in down there to New Orleans. Here's another interesting storyline that came out of Super Bowl 58 that I did not know. The Chiefs' Nick Angretti sacrificed his body to help the team win Super Bowl 58. The starting guard played every offensive snap despite suffering a UCL tear in his left shoulder in the second quarter. Angretti was filling in for injured starter Joe Thuney and helped the Chiefs gain 455 yards and 24 first downs on offense. His toughness earned praise from Super Bowl Patrick Mahomes, who posted, "Beast man, we told him we needed him out there and he doesn't miss a snap." Now, Travis Kelce has been getting a lot of props for dating Taylor Swift. It's been everywhere, all over the headlines. However, his singing could use a little bit of work. At the Chiefs Super Bowl parade on Wednesday, Kelce got a hold of the microphone and proceeded to sing Garth Brooks' classic, Friends in Low Places. There are tons of videos going around on social media if you want a good laugh or if you just need some reason to call Travis Kelce cringe. He rewrote some of the lyrics, of course, to kind of hate on the 49ers, and it clearly showed he was a little intoxicated. He had a little too much to drink. One fan even wrote, "Travis has too much blood in his alcohol level," and another wrote, "Well, clearly not learning how to sing from Taylor Swift." Another interesting one. The Super Bowl wasn't the only sporting event setting ratings records last Sunday. The Iowa-Nebraska game drew a record-setting audience of 1.77 million viewers as fans tuned in to see if Caitlin Clark would set the NCAA women's scoring record. It was the biggest audience ever for a women's college basketball game airing on Fox. Clark didn't break the record on Sunday, but will need just 8 points to do so when the Hawkeyes host Michigan tonight. So make sure you tune in. I know a lot of people are extremely interested in what Caitlin Clark is able to do. I'm personally excited for it, so I hope she's able to break the record tonight on such a big stage. So hopefully those viewership numbers are off the charts. Plenty of good stuff today for your Denver Sports Daily. I appreciate you guys every single day hanging out with us. Want to check out just some of the comments? Let's see. Let's stop giving Melo any airtime. He doesn't deserve it. I mean, let's be honest. He is one of those names that will always trigger people left and right. So whether you were a Melo fan or you're not a Melo fan, he's definitely one of those names that will always be in Nuggets history. I do find it fascinating, though, if he would have gone to the Lakers, I feel like we wouldn't be seeing as many digs as we are, because I feel like the trade would have just been whatever. And he probably would have gone on to win a championship with Kobe and things would have looked a lot different. But my biggest issue with Melo is that he sits and complains about the number 15 when it comes to Jokic. Like, Jokic personally came after Carmelo Anthony to take the number 15 and to be better than him. It's the one thing about Carmelo Anthony that really just irks me. Okay, and now we have another one, actually. Let's just stop giving Kelce any airtime. He doesn't deserve it. Listen, I can be on the Melo. I don't really care about Melo, whatever he's going to do. But Travis Kelce is actually really funny, and I'm going to give him a little bit of credit there. Yes, he's dating Taylor Swift. All that aside, you should check out his podcast with his brother, New Heights. It's a fantastic podcast. It gives a ton of insights into what it's actually like to play in the NFL. And I found it fascinating that they're talking about the big storylines. They don't overlook anything. Example, how Travis Kelce got up in Andy Reid's face on Sunday during the Super Bowl. They talked about it, and his brother called him out on it. So fascinating stuff. So I totally get it. Don't get me wrong. Just happy the Niners lost. Wow, a lot of people were looking for the Chiefs to win. I'm curious. Tell me in the comments why you were happy the Niners lost. And then, yes, McKinnon versus Kucherov tonight. Hopefully Nathan McKinnon can have a big game. They're going to need it. I know that they are all ready to get home. I've got friends that travel with the team, and they are definitely ready to get back on a plane and come back to the Mile High City. That should be a great game. Again, 5 p.m. tonight, so make sure you tune in. Love hanging out with you guys every single day. Come hang out with us at Coffee Break at 12 p.m. Mountain Time, and we will see you guys there. Bye, everybody.